Hi, my name is Scott and I'm with Plastic Innovations, and what we do, we invented and manufacture a new style of tent stake, one that no one has seen before. It has more holding power than, or it has relatively the same holding power as this 12-inch stake, and it's a lot compacter and a lot smaller than this stake. This stake is your standard stake. I believe they're making them out of cheaper material because they split a lot easier nowadays. It has a triangle shape to it, and it has just your standard point on it with the loop. Well, they're speculating that you're only going to need that loop, but you're going to need this hole also. There's a small hole here. You're going to need that, but I can't see how you're going to get a rope through that little hole, not a camping rope. So that kind of holds it to some limitations, that all you can use is this loop. Well, take that away, and this is the new and improved tent stake. It's a Anchoret tent stake, and you wouldn't believe that this screws in the ground by the way it's shaped, but it does. It screws in just fine, and it doesn't disturb the dirt as much, so it has more holding power for its size than any other stake on the market. This has relatively the same amount of holding power as that 12-inch stake that I just showed you. And this stake comes with the nice little slot here for where you can loop your tent stake strings and tighten it up. And then a lot of times on tents they have that extra cover on the top, the rain cover. Well, they're held down by a lot of times bungee cords. Well, you can put the bungee cord right in the hole or in the slot, but it's a very generous slot and a very generous hole. And here they are together. You would never guess that this has as much holding power as this, just by looking at it, you know, size-wise. This is only 4.5 inches. This is 12 inches, and they have relatively the same amount of holding power. But this one has a lot of disadvantages, and I'm going to show them to you right now. First of all, with this stake, you need a hammer, a big cloddy hammer you got to take along with you camping. Need a hammer to pound it in the ground. So you're going to start pounding it in. But another disadvantage of these is because of the cheaper plastic that they're making them out of now, they split. They split a lot easier now. And as I'm going to demonstrate, you pound it in, and a lot of times, here's another disadvantage. You're pounding it in, and all of a sudden, wham! Oh! It hurts. You wrap your hand, you hit it, and it hurts to the point where sometimes you might need medical attention. You might have broke your finger on it if you hit it hard enough. It kind of ruins the camping trip. And that does happen a lot. You do hit your hand a lot. And what I'm going to do is try to safely pound this in without breaking it. There. Got that stake in there safely and without hitting my hand. But you still have to loop your tent in here, and a lot of times you have to run these in at an angle just to get it tight. Well, this stake you just screw in, and that's as simple as I can say it. You just screw this into the ground. So right next to the other one, I'm screwing this one in. The Anchoret tent stake, all it does is screws into the ground, and this ground is hard. It hasn't rained in a while, so it is hard. I can't quite screw it in with my hands. And that does happen. When you run into harder ground, this tab on the top, I've got it to the point where it's good for backpackers. It doesn't have a lot of leverage on hard ground. So all you have to do, as simple as this, is put a screwdriver in the hole and you just screw it in the ground. Screw it the rest of the way, I should say. I had it just about all the way in. But see how it's just going in? Nothing's breaking. That's because these are made out of engineering grade resin. It's not made out of cheap polystyrene, or which is a lot of the other ones are made out of, because that's what makes them split. Now this is an engineering grade resin, and they're bright. They're safety orange. The color of these are safety orange, and I did that strictly so you can see the stake and hopefully not trip on the rope. So that's the reason why I went with the safety orange stake. And what I'm going to do now, it's just a simple little pulling test. It's not a science, but it's a test that I'm going to demonstrate. You loop this rope through the loop there, and what you do is basically all I'm going to do is pull up on it, and it comes up. It wasn't hard to pull. It came up relatively easy. It doesn't have a lot of dirt on it, so it really didn't have a lot of holding power in there. You know, if there's a lot of dirt on this, that would tell me that it had a lot of holding power, but it didn't. You know, when you're pounding this in, all you're doing is just making a triangle shape, a T shape in the ground, and that's it. Now when I pull the anchor it out, this is about the same amount of force. There. You see that? It pulled out just about as much as before, but come here and I want to show you this. I want to show you the hole it made. By pulling it out, it pulled all the ground. Look, I can just about push it back into the hole. It pulled all this ground with it, and that's what gives it the holding power. All the ground is held by these tabs, and it holds. I mean, you can see I pulled all the dirt out with it. You can see that I pulled out all the dirt with it, and it generated a hole. So that's telling me that it has extremely strong holding power. You know, it's surprising, actually amazing, that this stake has as much holding power as this 12-inch stake. That is amazing. And if I was a consumer and I saw these on the shelf like this is how these are going to be packaged. A header on the top, and four per bag. And if I saw these on the shelf stating that they're a unique patented stake with super holding power stake, I would pick these. I would try them. I would give them a try, and once they try them, they're going to like them. And once they like them, they're going to repeat buy. They're going to buy these, and they're going to repeat buy, and then they're going to tell their friends. And I know this has happened. I've used them in campgrounds, and I'm putting them in, and another camper comes up all the time and asks me, "Wow, what kind of stake is that?" And I say, "Well, it's you screw it in the ground, you don't pound it." He goes, "Wow, I would like to get some." And naturally, I always have a little extra. I give them some, but they need to be in stores. and they're gonna make your store money. Not like the regular old design 10 stake, a 12-inch stake. No, this is gonna make you money. The new improved screw-in style 10 stake with super holding power. Thank you very much.